Hello and welcome to another Q&A here on the channel. Last time I did one of these, I rated the comments here on YouTube to supply the questions. This time, I'm going to some other platforms. I grabbed a handful from Framework's Instagram and TikTok pages. Those links are always in the description of the videos, by the way, just in case you want to see my stuff on other platforms. But here is the only place to get the Q&A, so we are going to talk about it. It's not the only place to submit a question for the Q&A, but if you've got one you'd like me to talk about next time, something more direct, something more specific, please drop it right in the comments here and I will happily get to it next time. For now, let's go through the ones I've already picked out. I'm gonna start on Instagram here, and both of these comments come from the short I made about the life of Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series. In that video, I talked about how Leon was on the Mount Rushmore of Resident Evil characters for me. It's him, it's Chris Redfield, it's Claire Redfield, and it's Jill Valentine. Those are the four presidential faces I would put on that mountain. Sahil Mustafa asked, what about Ethan revived the franchise Winters? Ethan Winters being the hero of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which is on most days, honestly, my favorite in the whole series. In terms of gameplay and just reinventing and just, I can't say enough good things about that game. But if we're talking iconic faces of the franchise, it's gotta be those four I mentioned before. It's gotta be the two stars operatives, Chris and Jill, and then it's gotta be the heroes from 2, Leon and Claire. They've been the heroes the longest. Obviously, Barry and Rebecca Chambers have been around too, but in terms of like the hero you play in the game, those four, I mean, they're the pillars, man. I don't know what else to say. They just kind of are. That being said, I do love Ethan. I guess, I don't know, we would put the back of his head on the Mount Rushmore there. There was concept art and some other stuff, but he didn't even have a canon face at first, so I don't know how I would put him on the mountain. But in terms of Resident Evil 7 being a monumental game for that franchise, fully agree. Reviving the franchise, I would agree with that phrasing too. Incredible game. Play 7 if you haven't. Watch my video on 7 if you haven't, and enjoy. From the same video, Zwibier Phoenix asks, question, how did they take Ashley? Was she on vacation there? This is in reference to the plot of Resident Evil 4, where Leon is sent to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley Graham, from this weird cult in the middle of a random like Spanish village. That is a great question, and it's weirdly something I haven't actually really thought about. I just sort of took the plot for granted and bought in and said, okay, we're gonna rescue Ashley. I think vacation is a pretty likely thing. I doubt she would have been there like on some sort of diplomatic thing. She doesn't seem to have the disposition for that. I doubt it would have been some like political trip with her father, because as far as I know, you're being given this assignment from the president stateside, and then you go over there. It's not like you meet him there for the mission briefing. So vacation seems to be the most likely thing. I mean, could be a trafficking thing, but I think it's left ambiguous because it just needs to be she is the MacGuffin that gets you there to kick the whole game off. So why is she there? Probably vacation, and who cares, because it leads to a great game either way, right? All right, shifting gears over to TikTok now. This is a comment on the trailer, or the short, if you will, for my Indiana Jones and the Great Circle video, which is just a video about Indiana Jones. Nothing else if you've watched it, just Indiana Jones. Clueless J asks, what's so circle about it? Very funny question, I appreciate that. And you know, in that video, I didn't really talk about the Indiana Jones adventuring part so much. It's mostly focused on the themes and the motifs, but full spoiler alert here, I wanna put that up before I talk about this. The Great Circle is this series of archaeological sites around the world that if you line them up, they make for a perfect circle around the world. Talking in Indiana Jones terms here, not a real world thing as far as I know. But the idea is that at each of these sites, there was this special stone that was discovered, and these stones can actually open portals. And what we learn is these are the portals by which, in the biblical story of Noah's Ark, he would have gathered animals from around the world to bring them on the ark to save them from the flood. And then of course the game's climax ends with an actual battle on top of Noah's Ark itself, because the Germans are taking it out of that temple there. What a cool set piece, what a great game. I'm so happy I finally got around to it and playing that. So what's so circle about it? What's so great about it? Just the fact that it aligns perfectly with the kind of Indiana Jones adventure we expect. Goes all around the world, brings in archaeology and history and religion, because religion is also a pretty important factor in the Indiana Jones stories. So again, much like Resident Evil 7 and other games I will recommend, play Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's so good. Okay, next question. This one was on the short I did about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. And Sketchy Dermy asks, why no Chrono Trigger love, Square Enix? Why? You know, I'll agree with that. That franchise could use some more love. But I will say, if I'm given the choice, I'm gonna take a third Chrono game over an HD 2D remake of the original, or like a reimagining of Chrono Cross. Don't kill me here, but I don't really like Chrono Cross all that much, but I do love Chrono Trigger. So as a franchise in general, there's a lot of admiration and respect for it. I just prefer to play Chrono Trigger over its spiritual successor. It is a really good game, and I don't know that they need to mess with it in that way. Personal take, I would rather a new one. I would rather we someday get the Chrono Break that they were originally hoping to make, you know? That's what I would want instead. But either way, comment still stands. Where's the love? I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Square Enix. Give us something around Chrono, please. And the final question tonight, also from Instagram, on one of my Metroid videos, from Cubby. Wait, what? Samus is a girl? Yeah, she totally is. Everybody watching this video already knows that, but I do love just pointing out, for those who might not know, that to learn that Samus was a girl in the original Metroid game required you to do like a really intense speed run. Like you had to beat it in under a certain amount of time. Doing that would actually make her armor break apart on the credit screen and show her in her like, kind of, you could call it the Zero suit. It was kind of a subversive thing for Nintendo at the time, right? Like, yeah, you played this whole thing and look, it's a girl. I think we kind of take the female protagonists for granted these days, but at the time, pretty big deal, especially when it was like all games are just for boys, you know? But yes, Samus is a girl and like one of the best Nintendo characters and one of the coolest ones, and just Samus is great and her games are awesome. And yes, I say Samus, not Samus. It just sounds more cool and alien to me. Don't hate me for that either. You can hate me on the Chrono thing if you want, that's fine. But I say Samus, I just think it sounds better. All right, that's gonna do it for this Q&A. Like I said, please leave a comment if you have a more specific question you want me to answer next time. If you're pledged to a certain Patreon tier, you also get priority questions for the Q&A, so just something to keep in mind. Those links are gonna come up in just a second. You can support me over there on Patreon if you're so inclined. You'll see some names of some people that I wanna thank there. And of course, you can always subscribe, watch some other videos I've made, all that good stuff. But for now, thank you for watching this. Thank you for commenting and giving me material for these Q&As, and I will see everybody in the next one. Later.